In order to acquire a new habit, in order to rewire your brain and get your brain to have a new default response, be it a new way of making decisions, a new way of, diet, a new way of interacting with people, a new way of executing, whatever it is that you need to change or a team needs to change in order to achieve the results it needs to achieve, 5 things need to happen, and in this order. You need to define desired outcomes. Now that's kind of obvious, right? You need to know what you're doing this for, otherwise you wouldn't do it in the first place. The second is identifying the key strategy. You need to identify specifically which strategy is missing so that you can become a changer. Unless you understand what that strategy is, it's never going to work. The third stage is super, super important. The third stage is you need to resist and you need to overcome resistance. Remember I told you, I believe it was this lady over here, standing here, and I said this is the hardest, she's the pleaser. It's the hardest one to overcome because she doesn't resist. If you don't resist and overcome resistance, you will not change. If you're looking at the changers do resist. You may not see it. They just know to contain their own resistance and work through it. But if you don't resist, you're not going to change. Now, obviously, if you get stuck resisting, you're not going to change either, right? You need to be able to overcome it. The fourth stage is creating sustainability. We tend to think that if we have an insight and if we overcome resistance, we can change. Turns out that we have to rewire our brain, and it takes a little while to rehearse the new strategy so that our brain has enough reference points to make that the new default response. Insight alone will not work. Aha moments, as cathartic as they may be, do not work unless you're continuing on. And then finally, there's application. And application comes, as soon as application kicks in, the new response that you have, the new way of making decisions, executing, planning, whatever it is, becomes the new default.